we had Bayer, who took the win. I'm waiting for the controversial move. So Bayer got out front and took this. We're watching. Actually, let me put it up right here. So we're about 30 seconds into 35 seconds into A2. Like it looks like Bayer's just kind of checking out. You can see he's starting to gap Orlowski here. You don't want to know what I think, and I no disrespect to Orlowski. I just don't think he had the pace of the X-ray drivers. I think even like Bayer is just looking really good out there right now.
Yeah, I think the best way to kind of explain it, at least from my side, was the X-ray. Like Bayer didn't have to push, but I think Michael had to push. At least that's like my observation. Even like Ronnefalk, like it looks like he was pushing for sure, but I think when he pushed, he had just more pace than what the other guys did, especially Michael. But then like Michael starts to crawl in until he makes the. I don't think he makes a mistake. It's when David gets past him.
Yeah, we're gonna get
I
to that.
believe Bayer, but Bayer obviously, takes the win in leg two. I don't think he had any big errors. But and then David got second, and I think on Orlowski got third. So I guess we
Let's see.
can. I'm waiting for the move to come up so we can kind of
Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward a
go
little bit
into
here.
it. I have a feeling it happens with like a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, let's go. We got a minute and a half to go. So it might be here. Let's see. Is Bill right? It looks like he
Let's
could be
see.
right. They're actually very close. They're actually bunched up. So that's Bayer, Orlowski, and Ronnefalk right behind him. Nope, not
Looks
that
like
lap.
it must be the next. Nope, must be the next one.
All right. Well, okay. So I said Orlowski doesn't have pace, but I'm actually looking at it now. He's right behind Bayer, so he did come on into the third leg of this race, and he is right hounding the rear end of. Ooh, okay. So he has a little tap. I think this is where it all starts for him, and that allows David to just get up on his rear end, hound him, and now right, he's like an X-ray sandwich, and there he goes wide.
Yeah,
All right,
there you go.
all right. Let's wind that back, and let's slow it down.
So that's the incident.
This is the incident. Now, what was the general feeling about this incident in the pits?
I think if you want me to be honest,
I do want you to
I
be
think
honest.
it was very robust, but it was fair. I think because you can see like Michael obviously went wide, and it looks like here in his camera angle that David basically like shafted him.
I'm
But
gonna tell
I
you where
think
this
like
started.
realistically,
Go ahead.
but I think realistically Michael went wide and David saw an opportunity, and I guess you could argue David was on the line because when I heard the refs making the call, and that was their take on it. They said Michael landed wide and David went on the inside, and Michael tried to shut the door. I guess my only thing there is it looks like Michael was still in the front, and I think that's where people are getting a little bit off. That was his takeout. But I mean, that's why I say it was robust, but I think it is what it is.
All right, so I saw this just now. This is where it went wrong for Michal. He comes around, he's too tight, he clips that pipe, and then he clips this pipe slightly,
It's
and then he
slightly,
goes.
but it's not enough to unsettle the car. But I guess
It,
it sent him wide, maybe.
let's see. Let's go back. Right there, he's like, I don't right here from this angle, it looks like he's hitting the pipe, right?
Let's see, because yeah, okay, no, I take that back. It doesn't. It does upset the car, like ever so slightly, but it did. And you can see there, like it looks like it was a tap from behind. It wasn't really side by side, but it is what it is.
So right there, Ronnefalk has the inside line,
But you can see
and it's
Orlowski's still ahead, which is, I think, the
yeah.
argument.
I could see both arguments here, but I can see why the referee didn't give this a penalty because it's like Ronnefalk has this line. Orlowski was out here. I know people ain't gonna agree with me. They're gonna say I'm a Ronnefalk fanboy, and Will is a Orlowski fanboy, by the way. So I'm only joking. You are a Orlowski fan. But at that point, Ronnefalk kinda okay, people can say, "Well, his wheels are ahead of him," but Ronnefalk has the line. Orlowski came from out her and squirted back in her, and then they got entangled. I you know what? People's like, "Yeah, I think this is a racing incident." I don't think Ronnefalk took him out. I think Ronnefalk saw him go wide, you go back. Ronnefalk saw this happening from this start. I'll tell you where Ronnefalk saw it. He saw it. So here we have Orlowski. He comes over. He just gets a little bit upset there. He goes a little bit wider than usual, has to bring it back in, over rotates, clips that pipe, sends him wide. At this point, Ronnefalk's like, all right, I'm going on the inside, which he should. Ronnefalk's still holding his line. And then Orlowski tries to cut back in and gets the shit end of the stick. To be fair, I think this could have went either way. I think this could have went as a penalty for Ronnefalk if a referee really wanted to be uh, significant. But I think the best way it went was I think it was 50-50. I think that Orlowski got off his line and he went wide, and then he tried to squirt back up in there, and that's when he got entangled with Ronnefalk. Ronnefalk was still holding his line. He dove in there. He had to dive in there, but who knows? Maybe if it was a different referee, it would have been seen a different way. How did you talk to Michal at all about it? How did he feel about it?
No, I didn't talk to him about it. I mean, I think understandably he was annoyed, but I think with the Schumacher team manager,
He should
they
be
were like
annoyed.
obviously they were talking to the ref about it and trying to get it overturned, I think. But in the end, I think the ref's decision is final. So I think they
All right.
left it and then it went down to A3.
That's what it comes down to, and we're gonna get into A3, which is fucking crazy, as you say here in the notes.
It was
Uh,
absolutely mental.
all right. Well, let's go. While you talk about that, I'll get to the incident. We'll get it playing here.
If you go to the last 30 seconds, that's the juicy stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, start us off with A3. Will.
Yeah. So A3, what do I have here in my notes? I can't remember if Bayer made a mistake or not on the. Oh, I didn't write. Did I write it down? A3.
Bayer had to make he makes a mistake here. He is
Yeah,
currently
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember now. Okay. So Bayer made a mistake, I think, on the second lap. He was going over the quad, and I think he landed on the pipe, and then he had to get turn marshaled. And then Orlowski managed to capitalize, and then he was leading for the next 4 and a bit minutes. So
actually Orlowski made a very
oh,
good
no,
pass on.
he's
I have it
sorry.
right here.
I
I
keep
have it right here.
I'm yeah, I'm getting confused myself. But yeah, I
Don't
think
worry.
where did he make the move? Where was the
So
video?
right
What's the
here, you'll
video
see it.
say?
So this is lap number. They're going on lap. They're on
Before
their
the
second lap.
180. Okay.
So
Yeah,
Orlowski
so
makes a beautiful passer. He does clip. He does clip Bear, but I think this is for. Oh, so Bayer starts it here. He starts. He gets up on two wheels. Orlowski's able to come through. And you know what? I would apply the same rules I applied to Ronnefalk in that situation. I think Orlowski is clear with that.
yeah, I would say that was side by side.
Ooh.
You could see that was a bit more obvious. But yeah, you see it was getting a bit hit and miss. But yeah, basically the next 4 minutes, well, 3 and a bit minutes here, but basically it's just a freight train like this. So it was absolutely thrilling to watch and nail biting on sure the net for the Schumacher guys because Michael wasn't really able to extend his lead much. It kind of stayed like this. So I don't know if you want to if you want to skip about.
But I want to see how
Uh,
Yuna gets in the lead. That's what I want to see. So we'll just keep on talking about this because Yuna eventually inherits this lead if something happens
but that
between
but that
these two guys.
but that happens in the last minute.
Oh, so we'll go to the last minute because Will says we
Yeah.
got to go to the last minute. All right. So
So I'll go to if I was to go to 40 seconds ago, that's when 40 seconds ago.
we'll start at 53. All right. So
Cool.
right now we have Orlowski, Zeleleski, Yuna, and Ronnefalk in a four-way train going through the track right now, going through the 180s over the doubles, and I think that's Kobovic, who's in 5th. Okay, so Zeleleski goes wide over the quad. That allows Yuna to get into place. Yuna's the more lime green and white car in 2nd, and there's Ronnefalk right behind him. So 32 seconds
Yeah,
left to go.
and then I believe David makes a pretty good move on I think he does it on the quad, actually. I think
Ooh.
it might even happen this lap. So you see there, Michael just clipped that corner. But
Mhm.
if you wanna rewind, Michael just clipped that. That's all it took. All he had to do was I believe just stroke it home, but yeah, he could clip that corner, and then you keep watching here, and then there's and then David does exactly the same thing as leg 2, but I would say this was a bit more clear that he had, I would say, the line. He was already in front. Well, I love Yuna, good buddy, but I think in the video here, like, you can see David was already in front. Or at least
Yeah.
it seemed a little bit more obvious than what the Michael and David situation was.
This
So,
this is sorry. I would agree with you. This is a lot more obvious than the Orlowski Ronnefalk incident. Let's
yeah,
watch
because
it
it
real
looks like
quick.
Yuna went be honest, Yuna didn't really have anything. I think he could have obviously got a podium from this, but he wasn't able to win. So yeah, yeah, I guess just like David, just like obviously you were still on power when you landed. So that's the big thing as well, where you have to be on power through that corner because you have such a little straight after the quad, and yeah, but like the whole room went absolutely crazy because that last minute. Like all these crashes happened, and then after that, I think Zeleleski got into Yona a little bit. So I think looks like Haatanen, I think might have went down to 4th or 5th. Looks like he went down to 4th, and yeah, Ronnefalk got the win in a pretty spectacular style. I have to give it to him. So it
I
was
like
a
Ronnefalk
pretty
putting his elbows out. I'm proud of him.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, he seems to do it a lot. But then I guess like if you're a racer. It's like the old center thing. It's like where if there's a gap, I mean, I know this will open a whole can of worms in itself, but if you don't go for the gap, you're not a racer or something like that. I guess it's kind of like that. But I mean, I don't know, but that. I know people will make that sort of whole argument in himself. But yeah, Ronnefalk got the win there. So I think because he had a. I can't remember if did he win another. No, he got a second, I think, in another leg. Actually, no, I had the results up. I'll tell you. So yeah, he got a second in leg 2, and it looks like he must have had the faster time. So he was able to take the overall win because Michael and Bartos had 4 points in the end. They had a 1 and a 3 each. Well, actually, no, Bartos had two twos. So Michael finishes in second. So at least he salvaged something from this week. Didn't go as bad as two wheel, but I know obviously he would have really loved to win four wheel there. But
Well,
he was also running a prototype car, so I guess
which
there's
we'll
that
which we're
too.
gonna have a view at. So your overall running order was Ronnefalk, Orlowski, Zaleski, Martin Beyer, Una Haatanen, Daniel Kobovic, Widmeyer, Ongaro, Karap, and Borak Kilik. And then I also have the two-wheel drive results that I didn't have up. That I didn't which were in the notes, by the way, everybody.